An argument can be made that Draymond Green has been one of the best defenders of his era, but not a man known to mince his words. Dray made some of his thoughts very clear on a recent Dubs Talk podcast, saying, quote, "So I think I'm the best defender to ever play in the NBA," and I'll stand by that. Max, how do you feel these comments make Dray look?
They make him look proud. I mean, a lot of people might say foolish, but you have to have the blinders on in order to be Draymond Green. You don't get to go from a second-round pick to a truly great player on a championship team. And let's not forget, he came a play or two away from winning Finals MVP in 2016. Had the Cavs not pulled that out, Draymond was going to be the MVP of that series. And it's not just for his offense, obviously, in that game. It's his defense. This dude can't go create his own shot like the elite players. He can play some point forward, but he ain't LeBron James at the point forward, obviously. He's not a shooter. He's not the fastest. He doesn't jump the highest, but he believes in himself. And that quote shows you the kind of attitude he has to have in order to elevate himself to the position he is. Guys, the fact of the matter is, Stephen A., we saw a guy in a previous era occupy the same role defensively for teams about the same size who was clearly a better defender than Draymond Green, Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman did the things Draymond does, but more athletic, longer arms, the whole thing, and just more disruptive on defense. That's the best defensive player I've ever seen. In fact, Draymond, I would not say is the best defensive player of his own era. I think Kawhi's been a better defender. If I'm forced to pick a guy, I think there are a couple other guys. I think Ben Simmons this year has been better, or Embiid. There are guys. But Draymond comes across here to me, Stephen A., as proud, the kind of pride you need in order to turn yourself into Draymond Green. So he's wrong, but I don't hold it against him.
He's wrong, but we don't disagree here. I wouldn't call him anything other than wrong and proud. The reason I say that is because Draymond Green is an elite defender. He can defend bigs. He can defend perimeter players. He's an elite on-ball defender. He's a basketball savant. When you talk the game of basketball to Draymond Green, there is no question he knows what the hell he's doing. Now, I've been on him about working on his shot, but that's not defense. That's his offense. He needs to work on his perimeter shot, and particularly his three-point shooting with some of the open opportunities he gets. If he was making them more frequently, the Warriors would be even more potent. Having said all of that, when we think about some of the greats, think about Michael Jordan, think about Kobe Bryant, think about Kawhi Leonard in this day and age, think about the Paul Georges of the world, think about the Alvin Robinsons back in the day, the Joe Dumars and others. Listen, I just look at him and I just say to myself, excuse me, I didn't consider him a better defender than some of those guys. I certainly didn't consider him a better defender than Dennis Rodman. Now, there are some people that will sit up there and challenge me on that because of Draymond Green's on-ball defensive ability, and I get out of that. But overall, in terms of his defensive prowess, I've watched him enough. I've seen him enough. He's definitely an elite defender. But right now, I'm not sure he's the best defender in the game today next to Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers. I think we got to look at Ben Simmons. I mean, we got to think about that for a second here. And so when I look at it from that perspective, Draymond Green is up there. Draymond Green is one of the elite defenders. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing sacrilegious or blasphemous about him mentioning himself in the same breath with the greats on the defensive side of the ball because of what the Golden State Warriors ask of him and what he does on a night-in, night-out basis and what he did for years in helping them get to 5 straight NBA Finals and winning 3 championships. But in the end, would I call him the best defensive player ever? No, I wouldn't even call him the best defensive player this year. I think that might be Ben Simmons. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.